Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Tips for Teens. And today I have a special guest, Miss Shyria Wright, all the way from Southern California. I am so excited to have you to be our guest today to share these wonderful tips that will be essential for our teens for today. So I want to start off with you sharing a little bit about yourself, if you don't mind.
Well, hi. My name is Shyria. I do go by Shy.
Mhm,
And my connection with young people is I was the young person that wish I had
mhm,
someone that saw me, that was able to help me. And that all came about at 15 when my family got connected back in church.
mhm,
So that was at 15. And then at 19, I actually became the youth leader at the
mhm,
church. So that helped me. I'm a young person, serving young people and being over young people. So that's where my history with young people started. And then just throughout life, taking specific certifications, for grade school and volunteering with teens in the community and
mhm.
in church and doing events and just those things, and as well as just branching out and having a mentoring program for teen girls, which then turned into young women, and now
Mhm.
women. So that's a little
Right.
backstory.
What I love about it is that you said first that you were a teen at one point, and a lot of times people will forget that they were once young, and when they're trying to work with young people, they will bash that young person or they will bash the generation and forget that they were once in that category as a young person, and someone had to guide them in the right direction. So I believe it's so important to never forget about the fact that you were young, you were once young. So with the mentoring program that you did with young ladies and then moved into, serving or working with young women, what led you to that? What made you so passionate about working with young women and young women besides the fact of remembering and connecting that you were young?
It started actually. The youth and I was in our room where we would have Bible study, and at that time it was just girls. We got there a little bit early, so we were
Mm-hmm.
taking the things down and setting up. And one of the girls began to talk, and I
Mm-hmm.
turned around, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
"Whoa, that's my story." And
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know she was going through that or experiencing that. So in
Right.
that moment, I'm like, "That is my story." She was
Mm-hmm.
basically talking about parentification, having to have an adult role at such a young age, and that was me.
Right.
And then I'm thinking, I sat with it. I still was doing things with the youth, but as I
Mm-hmm.
became a young adult, um, I I was 23,
Mm-hmm.
and 24. No, at 23, I got pregnant,
Mm-hmm.
and all I knew kind of was church. I knew the world because I didn't
Right.
per se grow up in church, but at that point, what it did, no one seen me. None of the women noticed anything about me changing. None of
Mm-hmm.
them, I would still go to the women groups and fellowships, and they were just talking about this side, like everything is good, like everybody's been saved all their lives, and I got
Mm-hmm.
angry because I went through that
Yeah.
process basically by myself, like my real
Mm-hmm.
feelings and how it affected me and infected me. I went through that by myself, but I'm like, but I'm around all these women. They don't see
Right.
me. They like God is
Right.
not telling me anything. And so
Yeah.
in my anger, I went to God and I prayed like crazy. And he
Mm-hmm.
literally gave me the ministry at that time. It was called Young Ladies of Excellence. He
Right.
gave me the name, he gave me the layout, he gave me what to do, how to do it, and that's how it all started. And I went back and got those
Mhm.
girls,
Wow.
and brought
So
them in.
amazing. So amazing. Just imagine how many people are not being seen right now. How many young people are angry and crying out for help, but showing it in the format of being angry.
Yes.
So that's something to think about. Definitely something to think about. Well, you have some tips that you're going to share with our teens today. What do you have for
So I do have some tips. I love
them?
my notebook.
Me
Um,
too. I have mine right here. Always
what I
right.
do. Exactly. What I want the young people to know is to research what you want to be or what you want to learn.
Mhm.
Because I grew up in the hood. I didn't feel like it was the hood
Mhm.
at that time, but I feel like it was the hood. Some of our tutors was the Crips, from the gang, 55th Street gang.
Mhm.
I'll never forget it. They were scared of my dad, but they would tutor us. And
Mhm.
um, I, I say it was God given. I always seen beyond my environment, my circumstance. I daydreamed a lot. I had vision. I was like, I'm gonna own a business. I'm retiring at 35. I'm gonna have a nice house. None of that was around me. I didn't see
Mhm.
any of that, but
Right.
I just wanted more at a young age. So I
Mhm.
encourage you to research what you want to be: a teacher, a doctor, business owner, whatever it is, learn about it. And with this
Right.
day and age, you guys have so many social media apps that gives you this information for free. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So don't wait on someone to tell you. I know it, depending on our makeup, some people need to be encouraged, some people need to be guided, but take
Right.
your future and your life in your own hands and guard it and
Mhm.
research, learn about the place that you want to see yourself in. Don't
Right.
wait till it's time to show up there, but start now by researching those things, by learning about it, the requirements. It sounds great
Mhm.
saying, "Hey, I want to be a doctor," but do you know what type of doctor, what
That's
school, how
true.
long it's going to take? What type of scholarships to look out for, and so
Yes.
just research, learn, get a mentor. If you have somebody, and I know for me, I was receptive to a mentor, but depending on where
Mhm.
the young person may be, they may not be.
Right.
But when you have a person, whether they're a peer or someone a little bit older than you, or just an older person that really has taken to you and wants to help and support you, um,
Yes.
be open to that. Be open to that. You know, uh, try, because we're teens, we don't have all the tools yet, right? That's why we're talking about these
Mhm.
kids. But we have to not put our anger off on them or not trust, because that's how, what we're growing up in.
Right.
So, um, in reference to what you want to do or how you see your life, research the stuff. Do vision boards, talk to people, learn things, go to YouTube
Mhm.
University. Um,
Everything is on YouTube.
yeah. Another tip that I have is to affirm yourself.
Mm.
So I used to write a lot, because I
Right.
would write my feelings out when I was like school age. And
Yes.
um, so in our household, I have two sisters. So three girls, we're all 3 years apart. I'm the youngest.
Mhm.
And both of my older sisters, um, the oldest had like this pretty hair,
Mhm.
long, pretty, wavy hair. The next sister had hair flowing down her back. My
Mhm.
hair is shoulder length, and siblings, we do the what we used to call back in the day, do the dozens, talk about each
Mhm.
other, stuff like that. But what was happening is I seen the difference, and in my head, I made the difference. And some of the
Right.
stuff that was being said, it was, hurtful.
Mhm.
And I felt it was the weirdest thing. It's like I had this confidence, but at the same time, I felt that I wasn't pretty enough. I felt I
Mhm.
wasn't cute enough. But it's like at the same time, I walked in a room with like a boldness. But
Yeah.
but in the area of physical looks, like it was like, oh, okay, well, you know. So
Mhm.
I say affirm yourself. I say start in the area of what the negative stuff that you hear. So if you constantly hear you're not going to be anything, then you come up with an affirmation that says I can be anything that my mind can see. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Mhm.
You're dumb. I'm smart. When you
Mhm.
wake up in the morning, I'm smart. I'm talented. I'm great. So just affirming yourself. And there's a saying, fake it till you make it, because sometimes we don't feel it, but it
Mhm.
actually pulls out what's in us. So I want you
True.
guys to know that, you are somebody, you will make it. You know what I mean? You are smart.
Mhm.
You will be able to have whatever you desire.
Right.
You won't be like whoever they keep saying you will be like. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
To break those generational curses. So affirm yourself. Come up with some affirmations. It could be on a post-it. You can have it on the back of your phone. Most of y'all have phones. On your mirror, whatever it is. And when you wake up in the morning, like when your feet hit the ground, you pray, you
Mhm.
meditate, whatever your thing is, and you affirm yourself.
Right.
I'm great. I'm gonna go out in the world today. I'm gonna be successful. I'm gonna accomplish some goals. I'm gonna whatever it is, but please, please, please affirm yourself.
Yes.
Another tip I have um, is like money management.
Mhm.
Um, don't wait till you get out of school to find out what your credit look like. Um, don't wait, until you get your first job to figure out, how to actually get a bank account, how it works, how to manage money, how to budget money. Learn those things now. You know,
Mhm.
um, I have a 6-year-old daughter. Right now, she knows you save, you have money that you spend. Okay, you have a money goal. You want to save $100. This is the requirement. This is what you do. If we
Mhm.
give you $10, you can choose to spend the whole 10,
Mhm.
but how does that help your goal? You
Right.
know what I mean? So even at that age, you can teach it on a level that it's understandable, but learn about money. Don't be scared of it. Your
Mhm.
credit in your name when you get into the real world, that's how the real world values you. Your name, your credit.
So true.
How much money you have. So,
So if they
money
have something in their name and they didn't put it in their name, they can get that
management.
off their credit.
And I just had a conversation with someone that's near graduation. I said,
Mhm.
we need to get your credit report
Right.
to make sure your name wasn't used.
Mhm.
Because let me tell you something. I lived at home all my life until 24.
Mhm.
When I went to go apply for an apartment, I learned I had an eviction on my name
Oh wow. Oh my
in the
goodness.
rental office at 24. I'm like, I ain't living no more.
Wow.
So, don't be afraid of money. Learn about it. You don't have to have it to learn about it. Learning
True.
about it will help you once you get it to maintain, to keep it, to grow it.
Mhm.
Um, and then the last tip that I have kind of piggybacks to the first one, but invest in knowledge, um, reading, continuous learning. Ask the questions that you feel are the dumb questions because
Yes.
no question is dumb, stupid. You ask those questions because I'm gonna tell you this: is more than one person that want to ask that same question, but
That's
it's
so true.
not bold enough to do it. So
Mhm.
what you need to always remember is that it's one of you, and everything that you're doing is for your life.
Mhm.
So I don't care who may laugh or whatever. I need to ask this question because it's going to help me, learn this, accomplish this goal, get an understanding to help me pass this test or, whatever it may be.
Mhm.
So just keep in mind, um, like almost like the who cares type thing. Like when you know that you're doing what's best for you. It's
Mhm.
great to have people, you're in a circle, you have your friends. Oh my gosh, that is so great. However, it is more beneficial to have a plan. And I would rather be a leader um, and stand firm in what it is that I want because I know everything I'm doing now is for life to come. Then
Yes.
I want to be popular and have the stuff. And I actually walked away from that in high school. You know, I,
Yes.
I was popular, and then something that started off playful, we started these little groups. It
Mhm.
turned into something serious. And my friend was fighting a girl. I jump in. This girl ends up having a seizure.
Oh wow.
Police get called. You hear the ambulance.
Yeah.
I That was the day I got a record.
Yeah.
Gave me my rights. I had a
Exactly.
solid battery on my record until I turned 18 when it dropped off.
Right.
They said if anything ever happened to this girl, you the first person we coming after.
Mm.
And so I'm at that point, I was still the same person. I literally
Yeah.
went to school. I didn't hang with anybody. I probably was in the same area, but I didn't what crew? I had no crew.
Right.
I would sit there and just chill because whoa, that happened. Everybody sacrificed, like I ain't going down, I'm gonna get in trouble, and that was my lesson.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah.
focused on myself. And
Mm-hmm.
so invest in yourself more than you invest in these friends. Because at the end of the day, when something pops off, you're one person. You're one
Yes.
person.
That is so true. That is true. Those are great tips, and I'm glad that you shared your lesson, your life lesson that you had to go through, that you dealt with as a teen. Because there's a lot of people that's experiencing the same thing, and they're having to backtrack and go make corrections. But it wasn't too late. There's still a chance. Was still a chance for you to bounce back from the mistakes that you made from trying to help that friend. So I believe they should grab a hold of these tips. Make sure that you're researching. Make sure that you affirm yourself. Make sure you learn about money management, and also make sure that you are doing the continual learning. Those are all things that are essential right now. Just like you stated, you don't have to wait until you walk across the stage to learn those things. When you have the opportunity, people who are giving guidance just like you are to other people, they can grab a hold to someone that they know and make their future to be what it is that they see in their mind, just like you stated. But if anyone wanted to reach out to you, if they have any further questions or have questions about what you do for the community, I know that you're in California and there may be people watching in various states, but how can they get in contact with you if they have any questions?
To get in contact with me, you can go to my Instagram, which is SHYM like Mary O, and then Wright with a WRIGHT. You can also visit my website, ShyriaWright.com, SHYRIAWRIGHT.com. And then if most of us are on our phones all day, you can
Mm-hmm.
shoot me a text, 909. I always forget this number. 330-8583. So those are ways you can definitely connect to me.
Wow. Right. Okay. Well, I definitely appreciate you coming on and sharing those great tips with our teens today. And the parents that are watching as well, you can definitely share this with your teen, or you may have gleaned something from it for yourself, just to continue to apply to your life. But I thank you, Miss Wright, for taking a moment to share these great tips. And I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you as well. You too. Can I say one last thing?
Oh, yeah, sure, sure.
It's okay to be the first.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to be the first one to graduate, the first one to go to college, the first one that wants to start a business, the first one that
Mm-hmm.
wants better than your current situation. And
Mm-hmm.
with being the first, you may hear, oh, they think they're better, or, what do you think you're doing, or what are you trying to do? Or some people may not want to help you. Just know
Right.
it's okay to be the first at
Mm-hmm.
something. It's okay.
That's true.
So,
That is true. That is true. They're gonna have to break past those fears, but they can do
yes,
it.
definitely.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Make sure, guys, that you reach out to Miss Sharia, because I've been saying Sharia, but it's Sharia, right? With the contact information that she has provided. And you all, I'll see you next time on Tips for Teens.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.